eternal blessings. Alright, backing up as I'm headed to my next destination. Fix this real quick. Got the other cards in this holder's a little. Back up. Alright, so we're back again for another one as I'm heading out. Appreciate it. Just get myself swung out over here. Alright, so first and foremost, to reach out to me, or if you are interested in taking any of the classes that I offer, head over to patreon.com/Berniti, BANITI. Tier 3 is the tier you want to join. That's the official Primordial Chaos Patreon page. That's the tier you want to join. That'll give you access to the 3 monthly classes that I do every month on there for Patreon members only. It will also give you access to the group ritual we all do together at the end of the month. That is the best way to get in on my classes. 6th annual Journey of the Black Adept Conference. You can sign up now for that. Register now. That'll take place the 3rd weekend in October, the 18th to the 22nd or 21st. That Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you want more information on that, to attend in person or virtually, reach out to me, specify which one. And if you are interested in a spiritual reading or a spiritual consultation, the different types of readings I offer are telepathic, demonic readings, various kinds, Lilith readings, Lucifer readings. I also offer Egyptian oracle readings, shadow work readings, which is again a great place to start if you're not sure where you want to begin or you need direction and guidance in your on your path as far as what direction to go. Shadow work reading is the way to go. Deity readings, which uncover what spirits and demons walk with you to strengthen your relationship with the spirits and strengthen your connection on this path to self-mastery. Okay. For a full list of readings, spiritual consultation, shoot me an email at khnum19@gmail.com, and I will send you that information over. All right. So that's the way to get at me. So what I want to talk about in this short video here, this topic comes up a lot. I've talked about it here and there, but you got to be careful when you talk about this, because some people run, I call them the UFO, extraterrestrial space cadet community. They can run with shit. Are there extraterrestrials, other intelligent life forms in our galaxy and universes, etc.? Okay, honestly, you'd be a fool to think there wasn't. Okay, I think everybody has come to the conclusion, regardless. Except I do know some really fundamental, religious, spooky-ass people who are not, who don't accept it because they're so blinded by religious ideology. But I think we all know that, yes, there most definitely is intelligent life form that exists outside of us. We'd be a fool not to think that. Now, some trace these ancients, as I was talking in the last video, the giants that came down. Some say that's a sign of other intelligent life form from other planets, other galaxies. If you look at history and over the years, the whole phenomenon about sightings of crafts, whether you go as far back to 1947 to Roswell, New Mexico, Area 51 out in Nevada and Las Vegas, there's a lot of, and again, I want you to make that decision because I don't want to spread any conspiracy theories. But there is evidence to suggest that the government has obviously intelligence that this exists. Right? When we look at ancient cultures and ancient civilizations, we always see beings coming from the stars, beings coming from other planets, other galaxies, whether we look at the Anunnaki in ancient Sumeria, whether we look at some of the stories of the Neteru in ancient Egypt. You could go to tribes today like the Dogon in Mali, in Africa, and they have recorded in their history and their culture They believe there were beings that came from crafts and took residence in the deep. Check this out. We're talking about the serpent and a reptilian seed. They took deep residence in the deep abyss of the waters and came to the surface. And some even claim they intermingled with the women and produced children with the woman. There's a group of people there today you could research called the ostrich people that some claim are the inbreeding of these nomos, was the type of being or tribe that they referred to them as, and they were like humanoid, whether you believe this or not, do your research, whether they were humanoid type of reptilian beings, and in exchange for integrating with the seed of the doggone, they would teach them a lot of higher science and mysteries of the universe. They reenact a rite every 60 years, or Sagi, called the Baldo rite, right? That's one of many cultures that claim connection with beings beyond the stars. You can go into cultures like the Aztecs and the Mayans, and the deep thing about it is, when you go into the culture of the Aztecs and the Mayans, when you look at how their ancient pyramids were constructed, when you go to say right here in America, the southeastern part of the United States, if you go to a place in Macon, Georgia called Ocmulgee Mound, which I visited several times, and you look at the constructions of the pyramids of the Native Americans, and that connection with pyramids here in the Americas, and the connection with the pyramids in Egypt and Northeast Africa and Aswan and Sudan and Nubia, there is connection to show that these cultures were connected in some shape, form, or fashion. Now, if you get into the concept of what they call Pangea or the continental drift, some believe every epoch that our poles, the shifts, the poles of the planet Earth, these poles shift every X amount of years or every epoch. And some say when they shift, whether you get into the science of Atlantis, that Atlantis was an ancient civilization, but when the poles shift, some say it went underwater. This is where you get the infusion of Atlantis now being underwater, an ancient civilization that will rise to the surface again. The movie Aquaman tried to show that with the ancient Atlanteans. There's that connection, right? Some say, though, when the Pangea or the continental drift happened, it separated some of these land masses, right? And when you do look on a map, you do see it almost as if they can piece together like a puzzle, right? So some, like Ivan Van Sertima and some other scholars, say that literally when the water was not separating the land masses, you had bands like the Olmecs that literally walked over here to America because there was nothing really separating the lands. So I do believe that there is a connection. I do believe that there is some type of correlation to this, that these civilizations are connected. And then when you study their history and when you study their culture, you will find that most definitely these civilizations, there's a good possibility that they came in touch with each other, okay? So you'd have to be a fool to think that this doesn't exist. Now, when you get into conspiracies, the government, or things being hid from us, look, let's use common sense, people. If you don't think the government is hiding shit from us, and if you think they're going to tell you everything, like I said before in the past, go join the military, get in a position of power and authority, and figure that shit out for yourself, okay? Because if you're going to sit here whine and complain and talk about conspiracies, they're never going to tell you. Hold on one second. I have to pause this real quick. Hold on.